Hey, this is Nate from PartsPak.com. Today we're going to change out a 1.5-inch leaking gray water valve. This brand is a Bristol gray water valve, and you can tell that it's leaking because we see a little trail of water coming out of the discharge of our system. If you look deep in there, you can see the water comes a little drip just from the valve and then trickles down. You can see it's a little darker than the rest of the plastic there, and then it's dripping at the exit there. So our first step is to take off the 4 nuts and bolts that are holding the gray water valve in place. On our system they're all rusted, so the first one broke off. I'm going to try and get the other ones off, and if they're seized up, then I'm just going to cut them with a Dremel tool to get them off. Alright, so we've got our new parts. We've got the new Bristol 1.5-inch waste valve, and we decided to go ahead and buy a flange to fit into the gray water tank, because we noticed the other one was starting to warp. Again, I'll put the links for these parts down at the bottom. This valve comes with the 2 seals and all of the mounting hardware. So we're just going to mount that with the seals in place over here. We'll put the mounting flange in there and tighten up the worm clamp, and then we'll show you that assembly. We've got our new flange in. I just wanted to show you that. We've got the worm clamp tightened. This worm clamp's a little too big, but it still tightens down okay, and that's what was here. So we've got the flange in place. Now we've got the new valve, a seal on each side, and we're just going to place that in place and make sure that we don't pinch either of those seals. It's easier said than done. Put that seal on there like so. It's a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to take this back off. We still have the seal in place on the flange. I've got the other seal in my hand. I'm going to put that on my discharge assembly just so we make sure that fits good. I'm going to then put my 1.5-inch waste valve on that assembly, and then we're going to put everything in place together. Again, trying not to pinch any seals. That seems to be pretty good. And I'm just going to put a bolt in place just to line everything up. I'm going to do it on the 2 opposing corners just to see if we can keep the seals from falling out. Alright, so those are just hand tight just to get everything in place. What I'm going to do now is move over to my waste valve side and get that valve in place before I tighten anything up. Alright, so we've got the waste valve and its 2 seals, and I'm going to put that in again, trying not to pinch either of the seals, so I'm watching that as I install the unit. And we have a flange here. And again, I'm going to do the two opposing corners just so we can get that in place without ruining the seals or flexing the plastic too much. Alright, so that's the general assembly. I'm going to put in the rest of the nuts and bolts. I'll go around in a circle and tighten those up a little bit at a time until everything is tightened up. I don't want to press on any one corner too much without tightening everything up, so that way we don't crack any plastic and everything tightens up nice and evenly. So I'll show you that once we've got it tightened up. We have everything put back together now. You can see the 1.5 inch gray water valve here and the black water valve over here. Everything is leak free and working properly. All the nuts and bolts are sealed and tightened properly. So we're ready to go. Thanks for watching the video, and remember to shop at PartsPak.com, where there's outdoor fun in every box.